This is a hot oil treatment that you can use once a month or daily oil for hair growth. It utilizes 3 simple ingredients that are easy to put together. If you want to learn how to make this oil, stay tuned. Your love is rated X. That means you're X. This is an easy double boiler method that I use to infuse the oils without damaging the quality. So you can see after I lifted the pasta strainer where the water level is located. The steam from the water will give the oil its temperature, and the steam will travel through the pasta holes and up to the glass bowl. It will heat it up. It will heat the oil up without breaking the glass, which is very important because you don't want glass shattered everywhere, and you also don't want to compromise your quality. Now for this part, you can use any oil that you want. I know some people use coconut because of the feeling, like how it changes the texture of the coconut oil. If you have jojoba oil, I highly recommend that because it is a hot oil treatment. So it's for your scalp. The best one would be jojoba oil, but if you don't have that, then I would have to say avocado oil is really good. And if you don't have that, then maybe olive oil should be okay as well. Just remember, this is a hot oil treatment, so you want to nourish the scalp. I went ahead and I added some chopped aloe vera. It was a leaf, so I just cut off the sharp part and I cut it horizontally and I just set it in there. This rosemary that I had, this was from the leave-in that I made, and I have a picture of it. It was green when I used it for the leave-in. Like after I got done using it for the leave-in, it was perfectly green. It looked brand new, but for some reason, I guess once it dried out, it just looked brown like this. So I like to, if I can, reuse the herbs. And when I was done making the leave-in, it was perfectly green. So I just took it out and used it for this oil. Now, I don't have a set time for this. What I look for is for the change to occur in the aloe vera leaf. When it first starts, they're very green and vibrant. And once you start to let it just, the heat work its way through, you'll notice that they're limp looking, the color is dull, they're flat. That's when most of, if not all of the gel is in that oil, and that's when you want to take it out. I put this on about medium heat, medium high-ish heat. I just say medium heat to be safe. And I would come back every 20 minutes and stir it to just continually infuse it into there, into the oil. And you'll see this. I think this picture is what it looked like after some time had passed. But I kept going, I kept infusing it. And aloe vera has a ton of benefits. It has a ton of benefits for your hair. It promotes hair growth because it has vitamin B12, C, A, E. It has amino acids, folic acid, and choline. It's a healing plant due to its inflammatory properties, and that's due to the B12 contained in the plant. The vitamin C in it helps remove buildup, and it improves the hair's ability to accept moisture. And the vitamin E stops breakage. And in this shot, I'm just checking like how the thickness of the oil looks. Like if it's slippage in the oil, that's what I'm checking right now. The rosemary, if you aren't following me on Instagram, we would love to have you. If not, if you're not. But the rosemary post that I made, it was rosemary has lots of research, and it was compared to the product called Rogaine. And in this study, over a 6-month mark, significant change was noted. Like, rosemary boosts the blood circulation to the scalp, and it can help reintroduce hairs to blood flow that's been cut off. That's vital because you'll see there are some people who have, it appears that their hair is bald, right? Like there's no hope. But rosemary will come in and reintroduce blood cells to those hair follicles, and like literally in places that you wouldn't see hair, you would start to see hair again. So rosemary is really powerful for that. And lavender is on that same level. If you look at the research, lavender as well, it does the same thing. So if you have any hair challenges that you're suffering with, I recommend those two together, not even separate, together. In this clip, I just strained all the oil. So after I let it infuse, and you can see pieces of the aloe vera, you see how dark it is and dull. I just, once it got to that point, I turned the heat off. I let it sit for maybe 20, not even 20 minutes, like 12 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I strained it. This is the important part because I just added in MSM. I've gotten countless emails, messages, DMs from women who say, I can't put MSM into my oil, like it doesn't infuse, it doesn't work. The reason why is because MSM, as you saw, it's like a white chemical. It's inorganic sulfur, if I'm not mistaken. So to try to cold infuse it, it's not gonna work. It'll probably never work. But with heat, I noticed that it works. So while the oil is still warm, that's when I infuse the MSM. And MSM is awesome for your hair as well. It gets it growing. But I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So the only ingredients that I recommend that you use is the rosemary, the aloe vera, and whatever oil that you choose. But if you're suffering from significant hair loss or hair regrowth, then I recommend you add MSM. Not MSM, sorry. Yes, MSM, but lavender to the mix to stimulate the growth. So after I got done adding the MSM, I just put it in an old castor oil bottle. I love repurposing. You'll see me do it a million times. Instead of going on the internet and buying a bottle, I'll just use an old bottle that I had from a previous purchase just to reduce the amount of plastic that I'm throwing away. And a good time to take the label off is when it's heated up too. That's another tip a lot of people don't know about. But since the oil is in there, the bottle is kind of like warm. That's the best time to take the label off. It'll come off so smooth and so easy. I'll put a link in the description, or just describe what MSM does. It's really good for your hair. I didn't get to cover that, but I recommend using this hot oil at least once a month, or you can use it daily for hair growth. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.